Panthers, I hope everyone is doing well. Today we have a fun, simple lesson that everyone can do, so I won't be breaking it up into older and younger groups. Just like the other lessons, I will base today's lesson on one of the 7 main elements of art, which are line, color, shape, form, value, space, and texture. Today we're going to learn about form, and we're going to do an optical illusion drawing. So today you're going to need paper, pencil, eraser, and some sort of straight edge. You can use a ruler, you can use another sheet of paper. Today we're focusing on form. When we talk about form in art, we are talking about three-dimensional art. Sometimes that's referring to statues or paper sculptures, talking about the actual shape of the art itself. And other times it's talking about when we draw things or paint things and make them look three-dimensional. So I'm going to show you an example of that. When we're drawing, I'm going to draw 2 circles. They're not perfect, but the circle on the left is 2-dimensional. It's flat. And the circle on the right, I'm going to make 3-dimensional by adding shading. I have different tones of the pencil. So we're going to have the light coming from the top right and a shadow behind it. And when we do that, it shows that the circle on the left looks more like a sphere because it looks 3-dimensional. So today we're going to do an optical illusion drawing, and we are going to start by tracing our hand. Now, I'm going to get started on tracing, but I want to give you a few tips before you start tracing your hands. First of all, trace the hand that you don't write with. So whichever one you are going to trace with will be the one that you have a more steady hand with. Also, make sure you place your hand and arm firmly down so that it won't move, and spread your fingers apart. It won't have the same optical effect if your fingers are close together, so spread them apart. And also, pay attention to how you're tilting your pencil. I used marker here, but I want you to use pencil so that if you mess up, you can erase it. And when you're tracing your hand, make sure that you don't tilt your pencil. Just point it straight down, because if you tilt it in or out, then it might make your hand look bigger or smaller than it actually is. I have a ruler, but I'm using a box of markers just to show you that you can find lots of things to use as a straight edge. You could use a book, paper, or you wouldn't have to use a straight edge if you don't want to. You could just draw straight lines. I think it would have the same effect. And I'm not worrying too much about spacing. Just try to space them as evenly as you can. And don't mark inside your hand. You're just tracing the lines on the outside of your hand. Also, you'll notice my little daughter woke up and is joining me now, so you'll see her hair and hand on the bottom of the screen. Don't mind that. That's just what happens when you're trying to teach at home during the coronavirus. So yeah, I'm almost done with these lines here. And now I'm going to start the inside. When you're drawing your inside lines, you're going to connect those lines, but you're going to add a curve, and it's going to be like the curve of your hand. So you want to make sure it's a big enough curve that it makes a difference. If you do too slight of a curve, it's not going to have the same optical illusion. And once I got to the top, the lines started getting a little confusing. So then I switched, and I'm going to go up from the fingers and then come back down. So start with the tips of the fingers. That'll be easier. And that very top line, you're not even going to see because it's just going to match the curve of the top of the fingertips. So make those curves. So all of the curves are going to be curving up towards the top of your hand. Now, just because there's knuckles at the bottom of your fingers, I'm going to make that line a little wavy to go along with those curves. And I'll connect this last line. Oh, and I almost forgot my thumb. There we go. And there you have your optical illusion. Now I'm going to color this in using markers. Alright guys, that's it for our lesson today. Thanks for watching. I'll be posting another lesson next week.